So I made a video about my Sea-gull 1963 and I asked the community, you guys, whether or not that watch was an authentic or was a fake. And after seeing your responses and seeing what really is out there as far as the information goes, this is the sum of it. If you buy a 1963 Sea-gull from AliExpress, you're getting more of a homage style watch. And I'm not speaking for every store that's on there. I'm only referring to the one that I purchased it from and how the company is structured. So they commission out their movements to other companies to be able to build the watch at a more affordable rate. And the movement is genuine. However, the other parts inside the watch, or rather other parts of the watch, are not going to be authentically from Sea-gull. So that's the way that that goes. And I'm completely happy with having a homage watch because I already have a bunch of them. And at the time when I made the purchase, I wasn't really ready to fork up $600+. It is what it is, and I'm happy with the homage style watch. Now, if you find it more valuable to get the authentic watch, have at it. I'm more than happy to support that, and you're getting something directly from the factory, so I applaud you to be able to do so. Now, I want to tell you guys that I'm super grateful. My man Henry on Watch Crunch, he's known as Watch Geek 24, reached out to me after seeing that video and said, hey, I have a watch directly from the factory of Sea-gull. It's an authentic watch, and I'm more than happy to loan you the watch so you can do your comparison video. Guys, I'm super grateful. Everybody on YouTube, everyone who's subscribed, everyone who's commenting and helping me out with this journey and giving me the information back and forth. I just wanted to take some time to really tell you guys that I'm just a regular watch collector. I never thought that even 5 people would be interested. So the fact that 250 plus at this point are following my channels and even more are viewing it, I'm truly grateful. And I'm having a lot of fun. So I hope the content that I bring you guys is entertaining. If you guys have any recommendations for future videos, I'm more than happy to take them. So without further ado, guys, let's get into it. All right, guys, so I'm going to refer to my version that I picked up on AliExpress as the AliExpress version, or I'll just say AliExpress just to keep things a little bit more fluid. And this video is actually going to be a little bit of an unboxing since Henry sent me the full packaging to the watch of the Wind Chaser version. I don't have the exact replica, or I should say the original, to compare to the homage style one, unfortunately. But this is more of a video of quality that you're going to receive from the original website versus the AliExpress. So if you're looking for an exact comparison, Jody has a wonderful video of it. I would check out his channel when he did it. I think it was a couple of years ago. But let's do a quick wrist watch check. I'm wearing my Pagani design that I actually customized the dial and the hands after the fact. So that's what's on wrist as we do this review. Now, the first thing we're going to look at is the dimensions. We're going to give a breakdown, and I was expecting them to be pretty similar as they are both 40mm watches, but there are some differences that I find along the way. They'll make more sense as it comes up and I explain it to you, but I want to show you guys a quick look at the watch as I unpacked it, just so like that we can get a visual for the Wind Chaser. And when we start doing the dimensions, we're going to start off with the Wind Chaser, in fact. So here's a closer look at the strap that came with it. Now we have some engraving on the buckle. I think it's a decent strap. I've had straps that were more comfortable in this style. Specifically, they were called like the seat belt kind of material where it was a little bit softer, but it was well done. Here's a shot of the leather strap that came with it, just a little bit closer so you guys can see the stitching and the colorway match and the printing on the back of it and everything else. I think they did a very good job. It looks pretty neat. Here are the two watches that we're going to be comparing side by side, and we're going to start off with the Wind Chaser being at 20mm lug width, 46.6 lug to lug, 40mm in diameter, 14.3 in thickness, and 7.3 on the crown. AliExpress version, we're going to have 20mm lug width. We're going to also have 50.5mm lug to lug, 40mm in diameter, and 13.5mm of thickness, 6.4 on the crown. You can see here the difference in the height for that lug to lug. The crystal also having a difference, being thicker on the Sea-gull. Now here is also a signed crown by the AliExpress versus the Sea-gull. And there is some difference in winding that I can't show you guys. You just have to take it for my advice. The Sea-gull seemed smoother. It seemed a little bit less resistant. And that was the only difference that I really felt. Now I'm clicking the pushers here to see the difference in that as well. And it's a little bit more audible on the Sea-gull versus the AliExpress. that was pretty much it. They both have the same resistance. There wasn't much of a difference that I could find there myself. So I'm going back and forth just to really check the quality and to really see if there's a significant difference. But other than the Sea-gull from the factory being a little bit louder when you click down, they were pretty much the same. Now, let's weigh them to see if there's any difference. And I'm getting 57 grams for the Sea-gull, and I'm also getting 57 grams for the AliExpress. Now, I'll get to it a little bit later why I think they weigh the same, even though the AliExpress version has a bigger lug to lug. Now, I put them on a time graph at the same lift angle of 54.5, and I wasn't sure what lift angle I was supposed to be reading them at, but I wanted to give you guys what the reading was, starting off with the Sea-gull version. And so don't pay mind to the plus or minus. I may be calculating this wrong on there, but everything else looked pretty healthy as far as it goes. And they pretty much had a similar reading, which is supposed to be the case if the movement is in fact coming from Sea-gull originally, even when you purchase it from AliExpress, supposedly. So take a look at that reading, guys. I apologize if that is in fact the wrong lift angle, but I wanted to give you guys the idea. Now, the finishing on them, they're both very polished, high polished on all of the parts as far as it goes. And I really, from the naked eye, you can't really see a significant difference coming from the directly from the factory and from the AliExpress. I believe that the Chinese manufacturers have been doing a great job as far as the finishing goes across the board for most companies. And you could see also on the crystal there from the original Sea-gull, it being a more of a double domed. So that's the reason why it had a greater thickness in it. Here's a shot of the movements, the different style caseback. Unfortunately, I couldn't look into the original movement more than I wanted to. And I didn't want to open it up. One, I didn't have the tools, and two, I didn't want to, open up Henry's watch. But here I'm showing you guys a plastic holder for the AliExpress version. And on the Sea-gull, I have the same shot from the side and I don't see that plastic holder. So my belief is that they weigh similar because the AliExpress version has the plastic and the original Sea-gull probably has a metal holder for the movement, which is balancing out the weight of the lugs from the AliExpress. On the Sea-gull is going to have more characteristics on the movement. The AliExpress version is more of a plain movement, and I say that lightly because at the end of the day, there's a lot of different colors there, and it's a nice movement to look at, especially being a chronograph. So those were the real differences and significance that I could see in the two guys. It's hard. I don't want to judge the dials because they are in fact different, but what I can say is I'm pretty happy with both of the dials overall as far as the quality in the hands, in the applied indices. You're getting a lot more loom from the Sea-gull version of the Wind Chaser, so that's something to maybe gravitate towards, adding to the reason why you get from the original. But at the end of the day, guys, just looking from the outside in, it really feels like I honestly am content with having the homage version, at least this one, because it's not a straight up fake and the quality overall holds up. Going back to the crown and the pusher, guys, you can see the significant difference here. The crown on the Sea-gull is going to have a little bit more grip, and you can see why on the edging, and it's going to be decorated for the pushers. On the AliExpress, we have a signed crown, and the pushers are smaller. But as far as function goes, when I'm pressing them, I really don't feel much of a difference other than the audible being louder for the original Sea-gull. And you could see the significance in size of crown here even more so. Thicker being on the AliExpress, thinner being on the Sea-gull, but wider for the Sea-gull, right? Like easier to grip. And that may be the reason why it was easier to wind, and or there may be a better oiling in the movement of the keyless works altogether. So that's something to note. So pretty much, guys, in a nutshell, that's the comparison that I really wanted to do. We didn't do a super, deep dive where we could have opened up the movement to see the really differences. I know there's a swan neck difference between movements and everything else, but I wanted to just see what you're getting out of AliExpress versus the Sea-gull directly from the official store. Now, keep in mind, if you do purchase from AliExpress, it's more similar from purchasing from eBay, so you have to buy the seller. I got more of a homage style, which I'm happy with because it's not a straight up fake. But that's not to say that there aren't straight up fakes out there. There absolutely is. There are videos of the watch version that I got where they got a quartz movement, and you really need to look at the reviews and see how many people were purchasing and buy the seller altogether, right? Because You can get a fake at the end of the day, so it is something to look out for, but you're not always going to land on a fake. You can get somebody who gives you a quality homage like the one that I got. So, take your time when buying, the purchases from AliExpress. I purchased many, many things from them. It's not all bad as people, often make it out to be. So that's the quick comparison that I wanted to do for you guys in quality from AliExpress versus Sea-gull. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And remember, it all started with a watch. No matter where you are in your watch collecting journey, no matter how you started off or decide to collect, we are all seen as equals on this channel and will be treated as such. So I appreciate you guys for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. I'm just a humble watch collector, and I'm truly grateful for, and how I'm jumbling up all my words. Truly grateful. Cut. My man Henry over at Watch Crunk? My man over at Watch Crunch, his name is Henry. My man over at... I'm gonna continue to bring you guys videos that are interesting, and I'm getting slower as time goes on. This is going to the bloopers. So stay tuned. We'll be right with you. AliExpress is not exactly a fake, but more of a homage watch. Forced me to get the authentic watch, so cut. Start over from the top, baby. That is what I came from. Cut. He responded and gave me a lot of information, so I want to give a big. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to do with the footage that we have. We got video fatigue.